If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place.
Right now, you might have noticed that in some countries, people go around all the time looking like true and original ninjas. Wow! Well, that's the reality that we face right now in this pandemic of COVID-19. People going around wearing face masks. Well, you might ask, does it really protect you from getting COVID-19? These are the questions that I, Dr. Renner, am going to answer right here on this podcast brought to you by Africa Business Radio and BRB Films. And we will be debunking all those myths and those questions that you have. Sit back and enjoy.
Africa Business Radio, towards a profitable Africa.
So, will a face mask protect me from contracting COVID-19? Well, the reality of that question is yes, it will protect you from contracting COVID-19. Now, here's the reason why. When a person coughs or sneezes, as I said earlier, they release droplets, and these droplets are like tiny packets, tiny bombs that contain the COVID-19 virus. Now, these droplets can't go very far, and so the person coughs or sneezes, and they get 1 meter in front of them. But sometimes, if you are closer than 1 meter. So if you are within 1 meter's range of the person who coughs or sneezes, there is every possibility that those droplets might get into your mouth or your nose or even your eyes. And so what can be done is that you can actually wear a face mask if you are in an environment or if you are in the vicinity of anyone who is coughing or sneezing, and it will offer you some degree of protection. However, you've got to be careful because you must make sure that you don't touch the front of your mask with your bare hands, because touching the front of the mask, if it's got droplets on it, you can actually transfer those droplets from the mask to your eyes or to your nose or to your mouth. And so avoid touching the front of your face mask. Initially, people weren't sure if it was necessary for everyone to wear face masks, but some countries and even the WHO, and right now even in the US, they have recommended and mandated in states like New York that if you have to leave your house, you are mandated to wear a face mask. And that seems to help. That seems to reduce the rate of spread of the COVID-19 virus, and so it is what is presently being recommended. So, simple answer to the question is yes, face masks do offer you some protection against the COVID-19 virus. It can be the regular cloth face mask with the fine textile. It doesn't have to be the N95 face mask, but if you can get the N95 face mask, I mean, why not? So I hope this has been very helpful to you. Stay safe, stay home, wash your hands, and I'll see you next time on this podcast.
This has been a public health collaboration between Africa Business Radio, BRV Films, and Oncopadi.com.